A famous street food destination in Bangkok has been named one of the coolest streets in the world. New flights open between Bangkok and Sydney and Melbourne, and a 19-year-old Thai cowboy goes viral for his environmentalism. All this is coming up in today's program. You're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest top stories in Thailand and beyond. My name is Jet Gunther, and in our first story, one of Bangkok's oldest streets has been named one of the coolest streets in the world. London-based Time Out magazine named Yaowarat Road the 8th coolest street in the world after polling readers about post-pandemic life in their cities. Over 20,000 people took part in the poll, which asked readers to base their ranking on food, fun, culture, and community. Yaowarat Road in Sampantawong district is the main artery of Bangkok's Chinatown. Modern Chinatown now covers a large area around Yaowarat and Charoen Krung Road. It has been the main center for trading by the Chinese community since they moved their old site some 200 years ago to make way for the construction of Wat Phra Kaew and the Grand Palace. Yaowarat Road is well known for its variety of foodstuffs and at night turns into a large street food destination that draws tourists and locals from all over the city. Time Out said, quote, "Lined with neon signs and bustling day or night, this cultural hub is home to temples, restaurants, markets, and legions of acupuncturists and dispensers of Chinese medicine. It's a street food lover's favorite for generations, but lately the area has seen cool galleries and high-end restaurants move in as well, keeping Yaowarat as relevant and culturally diverse as the day it was paved." The top 10 coolest streets in the world are Rue Wellington in Montreal, Gertrude Street in Melbourne, Great Western Road in Glasgow, Yong Kang Street in Taipei, Verne Damsvej in Copenhagen, which I've likely butchered, Karangahape Road in Auckland, which I've probably also butchered, Tai Ping Shan Street in Hong Kong, Yaowarat Road in Bangkok at 8th place, Oranienstrasse Truss in Berlin, and Hay Street in San Francisco. Meanwhile, Bangkok came in at 51st among 53 top cities in the world in 2022. Great news for Aussies and Aussie lovers. Budget airline Thai AirAsia X will launch 2 direct routes between Thailand and Australia in December. The airline will fly from Bangkok to both Melbourne and Sydney beginning in December this year. The Bangkok to Sydney route will fly 4 times per week on Mondays, Tuesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. The Bangkok to Melbourne route will fly 3 times a week on Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. A 337-seat Airbus A340 will serve both routes with 12 business class seats and 365 economy class seats. Tickets are already on sale, with one-way economy fares from Melbourne to Bangkok starting from 299 Aussie dollars, which is around 7,500 Thai baht. A one-way business class ticket on a premium flatbed costs 1,199 Australian dollars, around 30k Thai baht. Malaysia-based AirAsia X will launch services from Kuala Lumpur to various Australian locations as well. The airline will launch Kuala Lumpur-Sydney flights on September the 9th and flights to Perth, Melbourne, and Auckland via Sydney in November. In somewhat related news, Thai Airways has found a buyer for 5 dusty Airbus A340s, which have gone unused for 13 years. Thailand's flag carrier has sold 1 A340-500 and 4 A340-600 planes for a total of 350 million baht. The transaction is sure to help Thai Airways on its road to financial recovery since the bankruptcy court approved a debt restructuring plan for the airline in 2020. According to the chief technical officer of Thai Airways, the buyer, whose identity remains undisclosed, has already signed the paperwork finalizing the deal. The transaction will go through once it is approved by Thailand's Minister of Transport. Since Thai Airways entered its debt rehabilitation program 2 years ago, the airline has sold 16 decommissioned planes, amounting to around 2 billion baht. In 2019, Thai Airways declared 245 billion baht in debt. The airline's progress report, published in July this year, revealed that revenue is finally taking off and the airline is navigating its way out of its mountain of debt. But it's been cutting costs, not making sales, which has helped Thai Airways get back on track. The airline has reduced its cost by an enormous 73%, from 29 billion to 7.9 billion baht per year, according to its July financial report. The airline has saved on maintenance costs and operating costs and also halved its 30,000-strong workforce to 15,000. And while the Thai government seems to have loosened regulations for they've just reiterated their position in banning e-cigarettes and vaping. Minister of Public Health Anutin Chanvirakul doubled down on the ban, saying that vaping poses a major health risk, especially to young people who account for more than half of all e-cigarette consumers. Anutin spoke at a national conference in Bangkok yesterday addressing cigarettes in public health, citing a survey last year by the National Statistical Office of Thailand that said of the 80,000 people vaping in Thailand right now, more than half were between the ages of 15 and 24. The public health minister referred to these statistics when recommitting Thailand to the e-cigarette ban, saying that Thailand has learned from observing other countries. A myriad of ailments ranging from diseases of the brain, liver, respiratory system, and skin to oral and dental problems, and even problems with blood vessels and the heart have all been connected with vaping. The data on these afflictions were collected between 2014 and 2021 throughout 6,971 studies worldwide. The American Heart Association says that vaping carries a 39% higher risk of asthma and 49% higher risk of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, as well as a 1.8-fold increase in the risk of heart diseases. The World Health Organization warns that e-cigarettes contain several toxic chemicals, not just nicotine, that already can obstruct blood flow by contracting blood vessels. As is often the case, the younger people are when exposed to the toxic chemicals and dangers of e-cigarettes, the more harmful they can be. Brain development can be decreased by 3 to 4 times, and vaping in pregnant women can cause low birth weight, irregularities with the nervous system, and ADHD. A student who rides his horse to college in Kalasin province in northeastern Thailand has become an overnight internet sensation. On Monday, a Facebook user posted a clip of the Kalasin cowboy making a U-turn and galloping into Kalasin College of Dramatic Arts with the caption, "Effing cool, you've won me over, ha ha ha, I want to take him out for shabu." The Kalasin cowboy, 19-year-old Prasert from Sakon Nakhon province, is a second-year student studying in Kalasin. Prasert told reporters that fuel is too expensive these days and prices are rising all the time, so he decided to ride his horse to college instead. Prasert added that riding a horse is better for the environment than driving. He said he loves conservation and riding horses and everything old school. The student revealed that a local Buddhist monk gifted him the 3-year-old male horse around a month ago. The temple has a lot of horses already and can't look after them all, so horse lover Prasert took one off their hands to raise himself. While Prasert studies at college, he ties the horse up in a field. The horse eats grass all day, refueling itself, preparing to take Prasert home on the highway after college. Netizens admire Prasert for being environmentally friendly and can't stop talking about how cool he is. And that's all for our report from Thailand News Today. The show will be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, you're now up to date on the Thaiger.